Ruslan.
Think they slick.
Foggy, bro. What y'all don't know about Foggy is he got bars.
But we got them on ice, slide, skate, wait. Dang, they think they slick.
Okay, just so y'all know, Nick D's been making music for a good amount of time. Nick D is an amazing cinematographer, a photographer who runs a actual cinematography business. And in 2019, he started dropping a record every other week with a visual along, and he grew from, I don't know, what, 0 to 30-something thousand followers in year one, and then he's at like 60-something thousand followers, 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. Nick, how long, and the music was always good, by the way, but how long until you actually started seeing money from music? Like good, like serious money. Like serious money.
Serious money, like 2 months ago.
2 months ago. So you consistently put out music for how long until you started seeing actual like serious money?
Like money, months? Like money that made me go like, I'm close to stopping my other job. Yes. Yeah. Like 3 months ago, 2-3 months ago, I was like, it's getting real. I can think about the transition. Yeah, I mean, I put out a lot of music. I probably have over 60 songs out, and then, like I said, I have like 100 demos that I just feel like finished demos. That are ready. And now it's just like it gets tough to figure out what to drop and when to drop it, and then your old stuff. You know, I don't. Yeah. As soon as I make a new song, I don't like my old stuff anymore.
Right. So I ask you that because there's people in here that are looking to get into music. And they don't understand that even if you're really good like Nick, and Nick is really good, by the way, like Nick is exceptional at making amazing raps, right? Amazing music, period. And he's exceptional at music videos because he's shooting at really good music videos. That even with that, if you're coming from a small town, Nick you're from Culpeper, Virginia. If you're coming from a small town, if Kendrick Lamar is not your cousin, you're talking a consistent dropping a song every other week for 18 months. And so you started, until the money made you go, whoa, there's some money in this. I could actually, you know what I mean? Like I could actually cut through. Yeah. So talk about that for a second. And what is it in you that made you be this patient? Because most people, if they would have put in that kind of work, they would quit.
I mean, I went into it knowing that I'm in it for the long game. I know that because I still haven't paid myself $1 of any music income that I've earned. I just use it to put right back into the music.
Come on.
So I knew going into it that as soon as I decided that I was going to do music as a career, I immediately became a small business, and I had to treat it as such. So that's often people make the mistake of making a song, like they check all the boxes, they get a music video, cover art, record, mix, master, studio time, whatever, but then they post it to the same 500 people every week or every 2 weeks. You got to figure out ways to get in front of new people. So a lot of people never check the box of getting in front of new people, whether it's spending money on ads or branching out on new social media platforms, or could be just features with artists that are, working together with artists similar size as you. For me, I went with what worked for the other businesses that I've grown, and I just did marketing. And yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to take a long time. You don't just wake up. Will Smith said it best. You don't wake up and build a house. You wake up and lay a brick as perfectly as it can be laid, and you do it again and again and again, and eventually you have a house. And that's kind of how I went into it. I was just laying my bricks every single day. And now,
now the distro kid checks is nice. Now the distro kid checks is nice. So I ask you to share that. One of the best bars you've ever told me is you said the moment you decided to do music, you became a small business owner. That light bulb went off. What if all of us who are watching this, those of you guys that are aspiring to be artists, those of you guys that are aspiring to be YouTubers, those of you guys that are aspiring to be rappers, producers, what if instead of fumbling around, you said, I'm a small business owner? The moment you upload your first YouTube video, you viewed yourself as a small business owner. The moment you submitted your first song here, you viewed yourself as a small business owner. I bet you money that you would approach this entire thing mad different. And your career may look much similar, not necessarily, again, Nick is very exceptional, okay? Your career may look similar to the way you build it to what Nick is talking about, and not kind of aimlessly putting out music with no plan, no direction, no strategy, right? And so I think that's very important, man, is view yourself as a small business owner. Just saying that, I'm a small business owner. I'm not just fumbling around, dropping. And this is why I said, hey, no more old submissions here on Fan Love Friday. I'm tired. I don't want to hear something from 5 years ago. I don't want to hear something from 2 years ago. I want new submissions. I want fresh music, stuff that you're currently working on, right? And because the more we view ourselves as small business owners, just starting and saying that, the more you'll act accordingly. Nick's act accordingly for the past 2 years, and therefore he's gotten amazing results. But again, factor in, Nick is also very talented. He's good. He's been making music on the side for a while, and he's been running a video marketing company on the side, full-time for a while. So there's some other variables at play there, but I just think your mentality is so dope, man, and I think it's very helpful for people just to grasp that, because we see people's come up and we see people at their mountaintop, but we don't understand what it took for them to get to that, right? The fact that, you've been doing this for a long time. I mean, I've known you for over a year now, and I've seen you in the trenches consistently making stuff, you and Cakes, putting out stuff all the time and being like, bro, I just don't see any money in this. Like, we've had those conversations, and now it's like 2 years later, boom, that check is, you know what I'm saying? Them checks is looking nice.
Yeah. And I think I always set goals, and if you don't give them deadlines, they're just like, fairy dust in the air. They're 1 days and possibilities. But if you give it a deadline, then you don't have a choice but to go as hard as you can to hit it before that deadline. And sometimes you might fall short, but that's cool. But at least you gave it everything you had, right? So my first year's goal was 10,000 on Instagram, like something else, I don't know. But I hit them, I obviously hit them mad early, but it's because I had that goal set. Now this year, my goal before the end of the year, I had one goal, and it was to become full-time music. And what that meant to me, super transparent, was I need to make minimum $3,500 on my DistroKid.
Come on.
That was what full-time music meant to me. It doesn't mean I'm never going to shoot a video again. It doesn't mean, I'm not going to shoot photos anymore. It just meant that's enough money to where if I needed to, I could live off of that.
Yes.
And I was able to hit it. I hit it in October. So
come on. Now, somebody asked, did y'all have any mentors or someone to build y'all up along the journey? I'll let you answer that first, Nick.
Yeah, I think the first person to, because I really kept my head down. But the first person to give me practical advice on monetizing an audience was you.
Aw.
Yeah, legit. Because I mean, really,
I feel so special right now.
No, because it's a mindset thing, right? And not in an arrogant way, but I've run businesses since I was 18, so I know how to run a business. But I got in my own way of feeling weird about accepting money from people for certain things, and you kind of helped me get over that hump a little bit.
Yeah, and so just full disclosure on my end, when I started, there was no one in my immediate circle or even someone I had access to regularly that was full-time making music at all. Like that in 2004, that just didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, no, who's making money off music like full-time? So I would have access to people sporadically here and there. And at the time, I just felt like I would meet people and the inspiration was enough. Like just having a couple conversations with Lecrae in 2008, 2009, 2010, doing a record with him in 2011, another record with him in 2012, doing some shows with him. That was enough. But that wasn't like the homie that I could just FaceTime whenever I felt like it. You know what I'm saying? But the access was enough and the inspiration was enough. Yeah, so I would say no. I would say no. And it wasn't, I'm trying to think like who now. Yeah, like I'm friends, like, I don't know, like Sean Cannell from video influencers. Like, we're friends, but I don't talk to Sean regularly, but he always pops up in my streams and is super generous with the super chats. Sean got 1.3 million followers, but I don't have like regular access to Sean or Gary V. Gary V follows me on Instagram, but I don't have access to Gary V. You don't need mentors in the sense that you don't need somebody to hold your hand, right? You need somebody to give you a blueprint, and you need to actually go do what the mentor says. And we do that here every single week. I've done it 25 times tonight alone. That's the frustrating part about being a mentor. And by the way, if you notice, Nick is one out of a couple hundred artists on this community, but we instantly became friends because he was actually doing the work and had the momentum, and he's just a really cool guy. He's just a fun guy to talk to, right? But that's the difference, is like some of you guys are in different places, but by and large, those who are actually implementing the stuff we're talking about, those are you guys that want to be YouTubers but are actually making YouTube videos. Those are the people that I press into those relationships and am intentional about helping out. I don't do one-on-one consultations, because if I know you and I'm building with you, then I don't need to charge you. That's just goofy to me. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't do a ton of that. And that's because I rather be connected with people that are already moving and doing stuff. And they can, you know, by and large, you've helped me a lot in multiple ways, in just the way I think about music and art, and just being an encouraging voice in my life. Never having the vibe of like, you want me to be only successful enough. Because there's a lot of those people in this industry, and I'm sure you could co-sign that, Nick. There's people that they want you to be successful, but not more successful than them. You know what I'm saying? I want you to be rich, but not more rich than them, right? And that's you. That's never been your energy. And there are a lot of people in music like that. That like, I want you to, but they're not really gonna give you that information to help get you to the next level. And I've
had
been
those combos. Yeah,
we know those people. You know what I'm saying? And no diss to those people, but we know those people. But it's seldom do you meet people that just have a completely open hand mentality and just be like, look, this is what you got to do A, B, and C. If you do this, it'll pop. Like Sean told me that in 2018. Sean Cannell from Video Influencers told me that in 2018. And I listened, but I was apprehensive. Once people start listening and doing, then all of a sudden it actually starts working. You know what I mean? So, and by the way, guys, if you get access to somebody that is where you want to be, meaning I had access to Sean Cannell, who was where I wanted to be from a YouTube space, have enough humility that if they're going to give you advice, to actually do what they say, right? In 2018 was like, thumbnails. I'm gonna make thumbnails, bro. I don't want to make thumbnails. Right? And then you just gotta suck it up and be like, I know I gotta make thumbnails. I know I gotta figure out a different way. I know I gotta make more videos, right? Have enough humility to apply the things they're gonna do. And when they see you apply it, they're gonna press that much more into the relationship. And that's how every good mentor in my life has worked. And you know, Nick, in music, it's a little different because music is very much so a status game. It's like if somebody's number one, number two is irrelevant. But we know as business owners and as creators, creatives, that's not how the world works. Like if you're number one at music, that doesn't mean that I'm losing. It just means that, bro, God has got his hand on you in music. I'm still flourishing in what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And everybody can flourish together. It's an abundance mentality. There's a lot of scarcity mentality. You want to talk about that real quick before we go in terms of just your experience with people in the music industry and how different that can be, just the scarcity and the fear and how people are threatened, intimidated, and you're like, yo, is it me? Did I say something wrong? And it's like, no, they're just insecure. They're just weird.
No, it is. It's real. There's a lot. I think most artists are insecure.
Come on.
Something simple as afraid to like your post because it's fire. You know, it'll make them feel less like their music's not as good. I had an artist, a friend of mine, a friend that unfollowed me because I grew too quickly. And I think he was like upset, right? Because he helped me out a little bit at first. And then he saw me in terms, surpass him a little bit. And then I think that was the end of our relationship. I don't know. I've DM'd him about it a few times, but never gotten a clear answer. No.
Yeah. Be careful, guys. Be careful, because a lot of y'all, like, just be careful when you meet some of those people you look up to. If you get the chance to meet some of those people you look up to, it can just get weird, man. It can just get weird, and it's not a lot of genuine
Just remember
people.
that they're all human.
Yes.
Like, they're all just humans. Like, you ever go to an NBA basketball game in person,
Mm-hmm.
and it just humanizes everyone like that. Like, they're no longer a figure you see on TV or in commercials. They're just there as a human being. Like that, every artist you look up to is just a human. You know, they're just a guy sitting on the couch like I am, watching Netflix, and you know, it's just a dude, or a lady. But
yeah, that's good, man. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it, Nick D. Let me know what y'all.
King's Dream Entertainment. Ruslan.
All of my mistakes, how do I erase? Wanna operate at a higher pace. Birth pains causing the body to dilate. On a first name basis with the worst pain facing. Moments in isolation. See, I was hoping I would do this to get more family time. A busy mind and worried heart is just not where I reside. I subscribed that all that traveling wasn't doing well.